What's up everybody, welcome back to the Art of Crypto, the birthplace of absolutely legendary gains. In this video we are going to dive into AVAX, and I know this has been a very wildly profitable coin, and I know this has been a wildly popular coin. So hey, finally we are doing a video about this. And just to clarify, I do hold AVAX inside my long-term portfolio, so if there's anyone interested in what I'm holding long-term, AVAX is definitely up there. What they're doing is absolutely amazing, and you know, if you actually hold ADA or Solana or you know any other ecosystem coins, even Cosmos or Phantom, and by the way, talking about Phantom has the absolute, like, I was calling Phantom inside my private group just a week ago, and it's already ran out by like what, 80% at this point. Yeah, like over here, FTM ecosystem is a sleeping giant, don't sleep on it, it's already ran by 100%. So what I'm trying to say is, if you hold any of these ecosystem coins inside your portfolio, then you are definitely going to want to consider putting AVAX in there as well, because what they're doing is, you know, amazing. And if you think, you know, the NFT boom with the Ethereum network, as well as the Solana network or the Cardano network has been good, you're going to want to pay attention to AVAX NFTs, right? This is going to spark a new wave of, you know, just FOMO. So just a couple of thoughts to share before I start the video right off. So right before I dive right into it, if you haven't already followed me on Twitter at @_theartofcrypto, you're going to want to do so. This is where I'm sharing the latest market updates that I cannot share on YouTube due to time constraints. I'm sharing charts and everything, giveaways. So make sure you follow me on Twitter. Now let's dive right into AVAX. So to kick things off, I am going to pull your attention immediately to the 4-hourly chart. And by the way, let me know if this improved scale text, right? I increased the font size of the scale text. So if you guys are able to see the price, do let me know. If you feel like it can be bigger, let me know as well. And immediately right off the bat on AVAX 4-hourly, you can see a very clear, you know, just heads and shoulders forming right now. And the thing about heads and shoulders is that it is usually a bearish pattern, and the reason why it is bearish is usually because there is an area of liquidity just right underneath this level. And just to put it into perspective, let's put this as red. So there is a level of sell side liquidity right underneath this level, right? Whenever you see equal lows or equal highs, in this case this is equal lows, whenever you see equal lows forming on a chart, you immediately want to start thinking, hey, it's about to go down. Because the thing about, you know, just the markets, the way they work in general, is that they like to stop out the liquidity inside the markets. So for example, if you were playing, you know, with a retail mindset in trading, so you would mark this level down, right, at about, give or take, $40.5. So as retail, right, you would probably look at this level and go like, hey, this is like strong support, right? Price finds support once, twice, 3 times at this exact level. So let's buy here. Or if you buy it, like maybe if you bought here, you would set your stop loss right below this level, because technically it's supposed to be strong, right? So this is the exact trap that, you know, institutions, like, they know this. And, you know, a lot of retail simply fall into this trap where they don't realize that if they put their stop loss right below this level, there is a lot of other retail people putting their stop loss right underneath this level as well, which means all the institutions need to do is they just need to price AVAX, you know, just a touch lower, and it's going to cause like mass liquidations and stop everybody out. And that is exactly what they want. So just be aware that there is a lot of sell side liquidity over here right now, and this is an area that can get targeted. However, there is, you know, that is not the be all end all of the situation, because if you just take a look over here, we do have a falling wedge kind of pattern going on right now. And usually I like to say price moves in terms of expansions and consolidations. So usually you will expand, right, followed by a period of consolidation towards an area of support or an area of value. So in this case, the area of support would be here. So you see, during this expansion, you consolidate it into an area of support and then bounce, right? Consolidate into an area of support and then bounce. And if you realize, every time this happens on the chart, you can see sort of a falling wedge pattern going on. Now, this might not look the best, but it is still a valid pattern. Like, just take a look at this, right? It's always like the sooner you learn how to see these things, the easier it's going to become for you to trade, right? It's always a falling wedge, right, into support, and then bam, right, breakout, falling wedge, support, bam, breakout, falling wedge, support, bam, at the moment it is still breaking out. So does this mean that AVAX is bullish? Not exactly yet. So what I would do personally, if I were you, is I would mark down this level at 44.65 and I would only consider AVAX bullish in the event that it breaks above that level. Otherwise, I will assume that it is bearish and that it is going to fill in this bullish order block over here. So this right here is your bullish order block. Not only that, but you have another bullish order block over here as well. So just to explain what this means is bullish order blocks are simply the last bearish sort of block or candle that precedes a massive move upwards, right? So this is going to be your candle or block before a massive move upwards. And note it, this is all happening on the 4-hourly chart right now. So make sure you use a higher time frame when you are looking at this stuff. So the thing when it comes to order blocks is that they are institutional areas of value, right? Just think of them that way, right? I'm not going to get into explaining what order blocks are, but just think of them as areas that institutions like to push the price to, like just back and forth, you know, in order to do their business. So for example, over here, you can see that this is a bullish order block as well. Look at where the price comes into, right? Very close into the order block. Over here, this is your order block as well, right? This is a larger scale order block. Right now, we are refining it to this candle right here, but this technically, this block right here, this is considered an order block. And look at where the price comes into, right? Pretty close, right? And this is the power of order blocks. So what am I trying to say? What I'm saying is that in the event that we do stop out all the sell side liquidity over here, there is a very good chance that you are going to go into this level right here at 37.5. And just to give you alternate entries as well, I'm going to mark down another level at 36.7. So this is going to be your two areas of support, if you will, in order, like just for AVAX to find support at. So let me just mark this down as an order block entry. And don't worry, I'm going to give you guys time to screenshot this later. But for now, we have to get into the second bullish order block, and that is going to be at 31.5 and 30.7. Okay, so these are going to be the levels that you're going to want to watch. In the event that you stop out all the sell side liquidity over here, then AVAX is likely going to dump to this bullish order block right here, and then it's going to retrace, right? It's going to go up and fill that out. Now, I want you to visualize this with me, right? Just like how a bullish order block is a last bearish block before a massive move upwards, a bearish order block is going to be the last like bullish like sort of candle before a massive move downwards. So in this case, this right here would be a bearish order block. And over here, this would be technically a bearish order block as well, although the wicks don't really make it pretty. So I want you to visualize this with me. In the event that AVAX dumps immediately, like right now, dumps, bam, right? This right here would become your bearish order block. So in this case, I'm just going to draw this out for you. This is going to become a bearish order block right here, which means that price is going to find resistance at this level at 41.18. So if you were buying AVAX, I would actually do it over here or during a breakout of this level. But for now, let's discuss the order block theory first. Okay, so in the event that you stop out all of the sell side liquidity here, the next area of value is going to be at this bullish order block right here. So I wouldn't touch AVAX if it does go down, right? You could short it. I don't recommend it, but you could definitely short it. And the area where I would buy AVAX would be at this order block right here, right? 37.6 and 36.7. I would buy AVAX there, and then I'm going to take profit at 41.18. Now, I don't know about you, but this is about let's try to mark this out. In this case, my stop loss is actually going to be at about 34.7. And this right here is going to be about like a $35 stop loss, right? $35 flat, maybe 34.9, right? Let's just move it down, right? 34.9. So this is almost a 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio. Now, if you go into a lower time frame, I'm sure you could narrow this down even more. But in this case, this is what I'm going to go for. And if you had $1,000 to play with, I would go in $500 on the first level and $500 on the second level. This is called dollar cost averaging, and it's basically what every smart trader is doing, right? So make sure you dollar cost average. This is so that you can get an optimal entry no matter what. So just to touch back on this order block theory that I'm talking about, this right here at 41.18 is going to be your first TP, right? And this level right here at 44.65 is going to be your second TP. Now, if you were to get, right, God forbid, if AVAX were to dump hard, like right now here, then my second order block entry is going to be over here, right, at $31.5 and $30.64. And in this case, I'm going to set a stop loss just right underneath that level at 28.48. So in this case, this area right here is going to become another TP for you. So in this case, let me just move this stop loss just a little bit so that you guys can, I can mark it down later. So in the event that, AVAX does dump all the way here, this is where I'm going to be getting it at, and the stop loss is going to be at $28.5. So in the event that you do get AVAX here, it's going to be a pretty spot on snipe. And I'm sure if you guys have watched my videos at any point in time, you know that I snipe a lot of entries, and that is my specialty. So in the event it does fall down here, then your TP is going to be at $35, $41, and then $44.65, right? You just take profit at the previous order blocks right here. So I hope you're taking notes, because what I'm talking right now is I'm planning out the next moves, like the next 5 to 6 days, maybe the next few weeks. And if you're not taking notes and you're not marking down these levels yourself, there's nothing more that I can do for you, right? And I'm sure you can see this order block as well. In this case, you just use the similar theory. If AVAX really does fall all the way to this point right here at $24, then that is where I will load up very heavily, very, very heavily. But that is a long way away. So let's discuss back to this, the bullish scenario, right? In the event that AVAX does not go for a pullback, then what are we looking at? So right before I get into that, if you feel like you've gained value in this video, it would help me so much if you could just drop a like button. It's a really small gesture, but it really does help me a lot. It tells me that, hey, you guys are finding these videos helpful, and I know exactly what kind of videos to make next time. So in the event of a bullish, right, in case AVAX is bullish, then you're going to want to mark down this level at 44.65, and you're only going to buy AVAX if it breaks above this level, right? So if it breaks above this level, you're going to go in on the breakout, or alternatively, you're going to go in on a bullish retest right here. And doing so is going to be very, very safe, because you can literally just set your stop loss right below a previous swing low, right? Maybe at this level. And when you do that, here's how it works, right? A breakout is supposed to bring you, out, right? Break out. It's not supposed to come back in. So in the event that it really does come back in, then, you can just get stopped out for a minimal loss. Some of the best traders in the world are wrong about half the time, and yet they're still, they're still wildly profitable. So it's okay to be wrong, but it's not okay to let any single mistake, wreck you. So make sure you pay attention to that. So in this case, I would go in on the breakout or on a bullish retest. And as for the TP targets, which I'm going to go onto a higher time frame in order to map this out, the TP targets is going to be these levels right here. And I'm going to give you guys a little bit of time to screenshot this, right, and mark this down in your charts. I'm giving you the exact levels right now: $46.1, $47.6, $50, $53.2, $59, right? These are going to be your TPs for AVAX. Now, am I saying that AVAX is going to get here? No, absolutely not. Right now, I'm giving you the exact levels, so make sure you mark these down, okay? Now, I'm not saying that it will come to this level. So what you do is, on the way upwards, you're going to take profit, along the way. Maybe you take 25% here, you take 25% here, you take 25% here, and you leave the rest as a moon bag to go up, right? Always have a plan before you jump into a trade. Otherwise, you're just gambling almost. And doing so will allow you to secure your profits on the way up, because nobody knows where is the exact top. So you're going to want to definitely secure your profits on the way up. And just to give you some higher profit targets to keep in mind, this is going to be over here. I'm going to use a fib retracement, or rather an extension from the previous swing top to the recent swing low. And at the moment, the Fibonacci extension levels, they are going to be $65. Now, I'm not saying that AVAX is absolutely going to go all the way here. I'm just saying that in case you break the all-time high and you go into price discovery, then you're going to have some, some areas of resistance to work with, right? Just to find out where exactly might AVAX get rejected at. And just so we are clear on one thing, as long as something is bullish, right? As long as something is bullish, you do not short this, okay? Most of the money is not made catching the tops. Most of the money is made after, you dump and then it retraces. Now that you know that, the trend is already bearish, then you get into it, right? That's where most of the money is made, in the middle. For example, after this dump, this is where you would have got in, right? At this bearish order block right here. If you got in here, you would have made, a pretty good amount of money still, right? Let's just map it out. That's like 27%. And if you go to the bottom, that's like 55%. So honestly, you really do not need to catch the tops in order to be making money. Over here, you're only catching another 20%, which trying to catch the tops is going to be super risky. So do not just simply because something pumps, right? Like 1x, 2x, and then you're going to be like, hey, it went up. It's not going to go up anymore. It's already went up this much, so let's short it. And trust me, my friend, if you decide to do that, please just don't say I didn't warn you. right? Similarly, just because something has already dumped, like just to give you an example, just because something has dumped 58%, right? Let me just go back here. Let me just zoom in a little bit. So just because something has dumped 58%, no, rather, 60%, does not mean that it cannot dump another 60%, right? This is just to put it in perspective, right? Just because something pumped by 1x doesn't mean it cannot pump another 1x from that point onwards. So you only short after you get a confirmation that it has already become bearish. And if you want to figure out exactly what I look for when it comes to something being bearish and how to tell that that thing is bearish, as well as how to use, like how to enter into those trades, you're going to want to watch that Solana video that I posted yesterday. It is very informative, very in-depth, but it will teach you exactly what to look out for when you are shorting something. And if you just follow the methods that I teach in that video, you are going to be super successful with shorting and knowing when the trend has reversed. So back to the Fibonacci targets, just the upside targets in case, AVAX goes into price discovery, it's going to be at $65, $77, $98, let's just count that as $100, $132, $165, let's just count it as $165, and $200 at the ultimate long-term top. Now, I'm not saying that AVAX is going to get to these targets. These are long-term targets, which means they will take weeks to months to get there. And at the moment, AVAX is already forming a sort of bearish pattern. So is it going to go down? We have yet to know. For now, I've given you the levels that you should watch, and just play the charts, right? Wait for confirmation and jump in after you get a confirmation. And if you watch until this point and you realize, hey, this guy seems to know what he's talking about, maybe you've watched my channel for a while and you realize, hey, this guy's right a lot of the time. What I say actually does happen. And if you just want to learn how to do the things that I do, as well as get regular, very regular market updates and market analysis, you're going to want to check out the private Discord group. Over here, you're going to get access to everything that I've learned over the years. You're going to figure out how to filter out the things that don't work and learn to, the things that do work. And if you just want to do this for yourself, or maybe you just want to step your trading game up to the next level, this is going to be the place for you. Not only that, but you are going to get access to profitable trading setups every single day. And we have people making profits literally every single day. And let's just say that there's already multiple people who have paid off their membership real quick. And just, the knowledge that you acquire in this Discord group is going to change your life, right? So if you're interested, there's only about 5 more monthly members, like spots remaining. So make sure you join before it closes. If it closes, it's gonna be closed for like over a month. So just be aware of that. So as for the bonus trade of the day, as a thank you for sticking around till this point, your bonus trade of the day is going to be 1 inch, right? Previously in the private Discord group, I called to buy the breakout of 1 inch over here, and I gave an exact entry over here. As you can see, during the 4th of August, I'm long 1 inch, right? Over here, you can see, just so I'm not making things up. Over here, I went long over here, and it ran up by like 60%. And for those of you who missed this trade, this is going to be your second entry. Am I saying it's going to do another 60%? Well, let's discuss this. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to go to the 4-hourly chart, and you're going to want to mark down this level at about 3.17, and you are going to want to buy the breakout. In fact, I'm actually going to put this just a tad bit higher. So 3.195-ish, right? You're going to want to mark down that level, and you're going to want to buy the breakout of that level. Similarly, breakout or retest, because you can set your stop loss right below that level. So you're going to buy the breakout and retest, and the TPs for this trade is going to be at, actually before I get into that, let me discuss why I'm sharing this trade in particular with you guys. So if you watch this channel for any amount of time, you know how much I like to talk about inefficiencies. And over here you can see that there is a lack of price action in this level, and that is called an imbalance. And if we just zoom in a little bit, you can see that the price, the VPVR at the right shows that, right? There is a lack of volume over here, which means as long as 1 inch breaks above, pretty much like this level right here, or maybe this level at 3.7, it's going to be just, straight pump. So make sure you keep an eye out for 1 inch. And for those of you who are asking what this is an indicator called visible range. Now, this is a paid indicator, and if you want $30 off your TradingView subscription, make sure you go into the description box below. There is a discount code for $30 off. So the take profits for this trade is going to be at 3.33, 3.5, 3.7, 3.9, 4.44, all right, 4.4, right? And ultimately 4.8 and 5.1. Any higher, then I will probably make an update on my Twitter. So make sure you follow me on my Twitter, by the way. Like, this is seriously where I'm showing like, hey, DeFi is about to move or whatever, right? Make sure you follow me on Twitter to get the latest market updates. So similarly to AVAX, you're going to want to use these TPs as, you know, just an area of reference, right? 25% here, 25% here, leave the rest as a moon back, you know, whatever. Do what you like to do what you have planned, right? Have a plan and follow the plan. Don't ask me like, hey, is it time to take profit? That's up to you, right? If you want to take all the profit here, you can go for it. I'm just giving you suggestions, okay? Now, similarly for AVAX and, you know, 1 inch, make sure you mark down these levels. And here is another look at AVAX. These are going to be the levels that you are going to want to watch. So this will be over here. I'm just giving you guys time to screenshot this, so make sure you do. And with that said, my friend, may the gains be with you. I'm gonna see you in the Discord group, and peace.